Hello everybody, happy 4th of July, America, 1776. I'm enjoying my coffee right now, which means I'm going to have to make a video for my channel members. Maybe I'll put this out on my regular channel in a couple of days, but I'm not sure. Look, at the end of the day, you guys are my channel members. You guys give me $3 a month, and I want to make sure that I give you the most information I possibly can. I'm not like a lot of other channels that give you like these alerts of, hey, I'm buying this, I'm buying that, because I am not one of those frivolous investors that just invests just to make videos to tell you guys and then loses a lot of money. The fact of the matter is I made money before YouTube. I'm trying to make money on YouTube, but I still have other investments and my business that I'm getting back into right now, so on and so forth. If you guys ever saw me, you saw several watches on my wrist, so on and so forth. It's not bragging rights, I'm just letting you know a lot of these channels are full of shit. My goal today is to give you a play for cryptocurrency. Before you guys switch the channel, I know a lot of you guys are not into crypto, but I made a video 2 weeks ago, 13 days ago, and in that video I made an alert, a buy, that I'm getting back into cryptocurrency. I always had crypto this whole time, but I sold out of a lot of my holdings to cover a lot of my margin and my debt back in 2022. It is what it is. I'm recovering and now I'm thriving. When I made my play, I bought myself a full Bitcoin. I bought myself a lot of Ethereum, and I shared my play with you. I ended up buying another full Bitcoin yesterday, and I wanted to share my play with you to explain to you how it works. Before I go any further, I want to explain a couple of things. To be a good investor, now please, literally, hear me out over here, okay? There's different types of investors. There's technical investors, there's fundamental investors, there's micro investors, macro investors, and everything in between, right? Million other type of investors. At the end of the day, the key for investing, no matter what type of investor you are, is there more upside than downside? That's the end of the day. If you have 51% upside, 49% downside, it's a good investment. Anybody will say the same thing. Anything can happen. At the end of the day, you want to have more upside than downside. Are the odds in your favor or no? If you go to a casino, the casino is rich. Why? Their odds in their favor is just a couple of percent. But that couple of percent literally makes them hundreds of billions of dollars a year. So with that said, I came up with these two lists, and I wanted to explain to you why it's in your favor to invest in crypto. Before I go any further, and I know I'm doing a lot of talking, but I want to just drill this into your minds. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't want to be a financial advisor. I'm not qualified to be a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. This is just me entertaining and educating. That's it. Anybody that makes a play and you win and make money, it's on you. Anybody that makes a play and loses money, it's also on you. At the end of the day, we're all adults, okay? I follow a lot of Jesse's plays. Jesse Dow, shout out to him. But at the end of the day, I do my due diligence, except for MQ stocks. That's the only one I didn't do my due diligence. And I was speaking to a subscriber earlier today in the comments, and he's like, I never follow you blindly. I never follow Amit blindly. He says, at the end of the day, I have my own thesis, I have my own thoughts, and I use your videos as a confirmation, affirmation of what I'm thinking. I do the same thing a lot. I love Jesse's technicals because that's how I correlate my macro trends. Okay, right now, there's something called a spot ETF that's being proposed to the SEC. The spot ETF is being proposed by BlackRock, Fidelity, WisdomTree, Invesco, Bitwise, and Valkyrie. There's also a couple of others, ARK Invest as well. So far, 30, if I'm not mistaken, spot ETFs were denied. And we're assuming that the next ETFs are going to get approved. Why? BlackRock. BlackRock's record is 575 to 1. 575 approvals, 1 denial. That denial was overturned into an approval later on, which means that we have about the best possibility of a spot ETF being approved right now. And I'm going to correlate why I think it's going to get approved and why BlackRock is getting into it right now. Also, wherever there's BlackRock, there's Vanguard. BlackRock is the largest asset manager, 9 trillion. Vanguard is the second largest, 7 trillion. And then you have Fidelity, 4.5 trillion. Those are the big three boys. Right now, there's literally a spot ETF from BlackRock and Fidelity. Between BlackRock and Fidelity, we're talking about nearly $15 trillion in asset management. Okay, BlackRock has 9 trillion, Fidelity has 4.5 trillion, Wisdom Tree 85 billion, Invesco 1.5 trillion, so on and so forth. So we're talking about $15 trillion plus worth of money right now that's being put in specifically into this spot ETF market. Keep that in mind, 15 trillion. Possibly 22 trillion if you want to put Vanguard, which is definitely going to follow. Largest ETFs, second largest ETFs. Fidelity, I believe, is third. A couple of days ago, like 4 days ago, the SEC, Gary Gensler's office, says not sufficiently clear and comprehensive, the filings. And now they refiled. So you have the NASDAQ and CBO that are refiling. The reason why the spot ETFs before were disapproved and why these ones are probably going to get approved, in my personal opinion, is because they put in a language called Shared Surveillance Agreement, which means that their books are open to the SEC. Whether you believe it or not, whether you believe in crypto or not, this is strictly from a capitalistic point of view, and the investment is strictly a capitalistic investment. So they had that statement, Shared Surveillance Agreement, but they didn't name who's actually going to be their partner. Now, since then to now, they refiled and they literally all named the partner of Coinbase. Coinbase is going to be the surveillance partner of all these ETFs, and that's how the SEC is going to have shared surveillance agreement. Also, the SEC before said there needs to be a whole ecosystem, including a clearinghouse. There is a exchange called EDX Markets Exchange that's literally backed by Wall Street. It's a Wall Street exchange, and they have the most boring cryptos: Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin SV, I think, if I'm not, or Bitcoin Cash. Right? Really boring cryptos, but they're backed by Wall Street. Putting all of this together, guys, and we're going to come up with a play about where I think it's going to go, Bitcoin and Ethereum in the future. So now they reapplied for this ETF. SEC has 240 days to either approve it or deny it. Before they said crypto is scammy and sketchy and there's no ecosystem to support a spot ETF. The ecosystem is an ETF, a custodian, and a clearinghouse. Now you have all of that. That's why I think this is going to get approved, and that's why I think BlackRock knows it's going to get approved. This ETF takes 240 days to get approved, okay? Up to 240 days. Now let's think about some catalysts, and I want to show you the numbers that I made in the last 13 days since the first video I made. Spot ETF, 8 months. EDX Markets Exchange is now applying for a clearinghouse. There's going to be something called a Bitcoin halving, which is going to happen in April, May 2024, which is around 2 months after the spot ETF decisions have to come out. Think about that. The last Bitcoin, so the Bitcoin halving is this. You know those miners, when they do a block, there's rewards. Those rewards are in Bitcoin. That's how you mine Bitcoin. Very, very simple. In the beginning, Bitcoin was mining 50 Bitcoin per block. Then it became 25, 12.5, 6.25. Currently, now it's going to be 3.125, which means there is more scarcity when it comes to Bitcoin. If you know, there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin, period. Of all the Bitcoin in existence, we believe that around 5 million is lost, which means the scarcity of Bitcoin is that much more scarce. Think about that. That is the prize of Bitcoin, magic sauce, the scarcity of it, similar to gold. And we know the inflationary measure of gold. We know how much there's gold to be mined every single year, including silver, platinum, everything. Well, Bitcoin, we know exactly how much is going to be mined every single year due to the halving, and the halving lasts 4 years. The last halving in 2020 lasted 546 days, and it went up 700%, nearly 700% Bitcoin. In 2016, the last halving, it went up 2,800%. How much this halving is going to go up, I don't know, but I would assume that we're going to get a nice 2 to 4x. That is a margin of safety. However, it could actually blow up and give you a 10, 20x, and I'll explain why. If it's just the Bitcoin halving itself, 2 to 4x. But because of this event with the spot ETFs, remember how I said 15 to 7 trillion? 15 to 22 trillion? Well, if you take 1%, just 1% of assets under management, and all these people on Wall Street said you should have 1% in crypto, 1% in crypto, just in case, right? 1% of 15 trillion to 22 trillion is 150 billion to 220 billion. Right now, the Bitcoin market is 600 billion. Think about that. That means 25% to 35% of all Bitcoin market cap would have an influx of buying more Bitcoin just to satisfy these ETFs at a minimum. Now, if you're buying 25% of all Bitcoin in existence, doesn't mean the price is going to go up 25%. It's going to be a freaking ridiculous moonshot because you actually have to get the supply from somewhere. Now, there's people that hold most of the Bitcoin, and those people are not going to sell unless they're getting a super freaking premium. And that's why I believe in the next bull run, the next halving, whatever you want to call, literally less than a year from now, I believe that Bitcoin's price is going to be over 6 figures. Now, I don't know if it's going to be $1 million. I don't know if it's going to be 400, 500, 200,000. But I believe that in the next bull run, in my personal opinion, Bitcoin is going to hit somewhere between 100,000 and 150,000. That's without taking into account all of this influx of money. That is in my opinion, the bear case scenario of a bullish sign. Okay? In 2021, Bitcoin's dominance, which is the dominance against all altcoins, all crypto, was 37%. Right now, Bitcoin's dominance is 60%, which means the money in crypto, 60% of it is going right now to Bitcoin. That's why I'm specifically talking to you today about Bitcoin and Ethereum, not altcoins. Although I know more about crypto than most people on the internet speaking. I know the technology, I know the DeFi, I've been in this since 2017. I'm not an OG, but I'm a mid-G, if you want to call it like that. But in terms of pure knowledge of how things work, DeFi, how to actually use decentralized finance on all of the different networks, I know more than almost everybody on this internet, okay? Right before the actual coders. And I could put my knowledge to the test against anybody. I believe in the technology, but I also believe in the capitalistic opportunity that we have right now. Now, if this was all not enough for you, 13 days ago I mentioned this in a video for my channel members only. I mentioned plays like Coinbase, MicroStrategy, GBTC, Robinhood, if you don't want to actually invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Since then, 13 days, Bitcoin is up 10%, Ethereum up 8%, Hood is up 8%, GBTC up 30%, MicroStrategy up 22%, and Coinbase up 37%. I am literally kicking myself in my asshole. I'm literally deep diving into my own ass. That's how mad I am that I didn't buy call options on Coinbase because I didn't listen to my gut. But I did end up buying stocks of Coinbase. So besides for buying a full Bitcoin that time, I ended up buying a Bitcoin worth, like the amount of MicroStrategy as well. I bought a shit ton of Ethereum. I bought Coinbase. I bought Hood, so on and so forth. I don't know when, but I know, in my opinion, I believe in my opinion, that from now and then right around a year from now, Bitcoin's price should hit 6 figures or close to it. We should get a new all-time high between now and the next year, and I'll explain to you why. When I was... I'm sorry. Bro. Welcome, 4th of July. Bro, I'm trying to work and they're doing firecrackers. I could have swore I'm back in Yonkers. Booyakasha! Anyways, my train of thought. Okay, yes. I was on Amish. I was driving the other day to Yonkers. I think it was Friday, actually. And the price of Bitcoin dropped. I'm sorry. Sorry. And the price of Bitcoin dropped on news. It went from 30,000 something, almost 31,000 to 29,000. And I remember Amit made a comment. I even texted him. I'm like, bro, it didn't drop. What are you looking at? The dip was eaten like this. It went from 31 to 29, and now it's trading at 31,000 again. Why? Because the market sentiment towards Bitcoin right now is positive. The market sentiment towards crypto in general is positive. There is so much money behind crypto right now that really wants crypto because it's the next frontier of where you can make money. No way Fidelity, no way Wisdom Tree, no way BlackRock, Vanguard in the future, ARK Invest, well, ARK Invest, yeah, but the others, BlackRock is not, Fidelity is not going to put their money into something that they don't think is going to be making them money in the future. This is my opinion. You guys could take it with a grain of salt. You guys can think I'm right. You can think I'm wrong. You might like crypto. You might hate crypto. Crypto has a huge possibility of making money. If you guys want to play it in options, you can play GBTC. You guys can play MicroStrategy. You guys can play Coinbase, because Coinbase is probably going to outperform Bitcoin when Bitcoin goes up. That's my opinion. And yeah, do whatever you guys want. If you guys have Venmo, you guys can buy it on Venmo. If you have Cash App, you can buy it on Cash App. Buy it on Robinhood so that I could get my stock can go up and my options. And I hope you guys got something out of this. If you guys have any questions when it comes to cryptocurrency or real estate for that matter, as channel members, I will be very happy to answer you guys. Thank you so much. Have a very, very happy 4th of July, and I hope you guys make a lot of money. Peace.